In the loo, I keep the cannon, undisputed like I'm Shannon. We popping on the ground while your boy just keep on spamming. Super Bowl dreams, I'm a giant, Eli Manning. No name on the jersey, but I shoot like Ed O'Bannon. Elite Report, we on your block.
Now tune in to the Elite Report with Dorian Brown and Tyler Coleman.
This is the Elite Report presented to you by Elite Amateur Sports. I am Dorian Brown.
I'm T. Coleman, Tyler Coleman.
And this is week 3.
Yeah, let's talk about that, man.
So we're going to recap week 2, which was epic.
To say the least, we was at Eastside. But let's, first we went to that Edwardsville CBC.
Friday night.
Big game.
Big game, CBC versus Edwardsville. 2 heavyweights. What did you see?
I seen a lot of explosiveness and I seen fireworks during the game and after the game.
Literally.
Yes, but let's talk about MJ Anderson on the first series of the game.
Goodness. The first game of the series, he had 3 tackles, 1 sack.
And I'm going to be honest with you. For everybody that has to see that man going forward, you better watch out because he comes 100 miles per hour and he's big.
Big. Strong. Very strong.
And he's smart.
Very smart. I heard him talking about, like, I couldn't find the gap. I got to get to the gap. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and the thing that impressed me the most about him is his interview afterwards. How he said he gave himself a C+, and I was over there with you. I thought he played about a B+, maybe an A game.
I would say a B+, A. Like, the first half, he was amazing, like, everywhere.
He was. But I thought that, they did let up 45 points, so I understand why he said that as well.
True.
The quarterback from Edwardsville, he looked very, very electric.
I haven't seen anybody run on CBC like that.
Yeah, and it was like 2, maybe 3 times where over 50 yards, he just was moving.
He was the best athlete on the field, easily.
Agreed. I did like Blaine Gabbert's composure in the game. He kept those guys steady per usual. But the thing is I don't think he gets enough credit for how smart he is. I seen that guy. We were on the sideline, and he was out there calling plays like he was reading defense.
Peyton Manning-esque. Like, if you talking about high school football, a quarterback calling plays, audibling into runs when he sees the defense, playing back. I don't think I've seen that before.
No, I haven't seen that. And the thing that I like is I love how the CBC coaches trust him, and I love how his teammates trust him. We have a picture of him and his 2 brothers after the game that is going to be legendary when we really post. We ain't posted it yet.
Yeah, we ain't posted yet. Some things we don't post because it's almost a memorabilia type piece.
Agreed.
Like, we took a picture with the coach, a selfie with the coach, and
2-time state champion. Get to hang that up. So
the ending score was 58-45. CBC wins. They go to 2-0. Edwardsville go 1-1, and they have a tough matchup next week against East St. Louis, which we'll get into later. But during the game, Brett Gabbert was 22 for 30 with 338 yards and 2 touchdowns.
His receiver, Julian Williams, he had a good day as well, too.
Yes, he had 9 receptions for 216 yards, 1 touchdown.
And he should have had 2 if he didn't stumble on that one play.
Yeah, that beautiful throw, he stumbled, ended up falling. So
and we forgot a guy, Bradford.
Yeah, Brian Bradford, running back. He had 22 carries for 202 yards, 4 touchdowns. Solid.
I'm going to say this. Most kids in the St. Louis area will not want to tackle this guy.
Definitely not. He's He looks about 230 ish.
He looks like a brick house.
Straight up though, and he was
But the thing that was
taking the hits.
The thing that I liked the most though is even though he was big, he got to jump cut, sticking his foot in the ground.
Quick feet.
Quick feet. And I liked how his interview was cool too. I appreciate talking to him.
Hey, both of those guys, salute to both of those guys. They were articulate on the mic and quick thinkers and actually very elegant.
And finally, just for this game, I want to say thank you to the CBC staff for having us and letting us do what we do.
Shout out to the cadets. So that was Friday night.
Let's get to that showdown.
Saturday we had 4 games at East St. Louis High School. It was Illinois versus Missouri. What do you think about the games we've seen? I don't want to get to the heavyweight match yet. Let's do Cahokia and Cardinal Ritter first.
Well, first of all, we got to the game maybe about 11:15.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody. Well, maybe it's a couple people, but ain't too many people out there like us.
No.
We was there from 11:15, all the way to 12 in the morning. To the clock in morning.
13 hours. 13.
Yeah, but no, let's talk about this Cardinal Ritter Cahokia game. Cardinal Ritter came out a little slow.
Yes.
When we first got there.
They had 0 points.
Yeah, it was 6-0.
Yeah, Cahokia.
And then I think our presence of stepping there really changed Cardinal Ritter. No, I'm just joking. But no, Jameson Williams, he caught a slant, took it like 70 plus yards, and he looked good. Then he got another touchdown later on in the game, put him up 14-6.
Yes, sir.
But the final score was 20-12, Cardinal Ritter.
Yeah.
Jameson looked good, and I didn't give enough credit, but Mekhi Higgins, the quarterback, he looked good too. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He's a junior.
Yeah, and their chemistry is starting to pick up a little bit. If you didn't know, he was a transfer from Hazelwood East, and this is first year at Cardinal Ritter. Jameson finished with 5 receptions, 157 yards, and 2 TDs. And the freshman, Luther Burton, he had a touchdown as well to seal the deal.
So that's 2 touchdowns from a freshman that we told you guys at the beginning of the season was going to be nice.
Yes. Very nice.
Let's get into game 2.
Game 2, Chaminade versus Phillips, which is a public high school in Chicago, Illinois.
So let me just talk about Phillips real quick. They were very, very, very impressive. We got a chance to talk to their coach a little bit.
Yep.
We got a chance to talk to a couple of their players right before the game, and then we had a little bit of a treat for you. I'm not going to tell you what's his name, but we got an Alabama commit that we were able to talk to.
Yes.
Which that'll come out soon.
So we'll be looking for that on social media, Twitter at Elite Sports, on Instagram, same Elite Sports.
But the Philly Wildcats, they kind of reminded me just a little bit of like a smaller, like they're like our Trinity kind of.
Yeah, eyeball test. Like when they get off the bus, you like, wow, they got some athletes.
They do.
The sophomore corner, his wingspan is probably like 6'7".
He was talking a little bit. He got some swag to himself.
He got some swag. He was talking to the Chaminade sideline like, come on, let's go.
And then he asked for a couple balls to be thrown to him.
He asked for it, and Brady didn't want none of that smoke.
Yeah, pretty much. But Chaminade actually, they impressed me a little bit.
Chaminade impressed me a lot because they lost their heart and soul pretty much of the team with Trout and a few other offensive linemen. They're not able to run the ball as effectively, so I thought. But LJ and the offensive line were able to move the ball. I thought LJ should have got more carries, to be honest.
So let's talk facts real quick.
Yeah.
I'm a fact guy.
Yeah.
Fact is, Mekhi Higgins, I think, is possibly one of the best quarterbacks in the junior class and ain't getting enough love.
No love, no love.
But the guy with 6 interceptions in 2 games. But no shade being thrown. It's just, to me, I just think that's just, we gotta highlight Mekhi Higgins because, I mean, he has been. I know the 2 opponents that he played probably aren't as strong yet, but I think he's going to be able to make a big run for Cardinal Ritter, and I think that's going to be big. So, me personally, my junior quarterback to look out for is Mekhi Higgins. Let me give you their credit, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Game 3.
No, that's it. St. Dominic next week, so we'll see what happens.
But,
Game 3?
Yeah, Game 3. But let's talk about this Homewood, Flossmoor, and Luther North. Man, Coach Reed had those boys ready.
Man, I was impressed.
The score doesn't really do justice for them, to be honest, if you ask me, because the reason I say that is because it was 14-14 at one point. But Luther North, man, I told you guys this last week, and I'm going to say it again this week, man. They are gearing up to go win that Class 2 state title. And I really see they're being battle tested at the battle. I mean, it was hot in Game 3.
Yeah.
They didn't have the depth in Game 3 that Homewood had. And those dudes never quit. Now, the score says that, hey, it didn't look good. But if you were at the game, that's not what it is.
That's definitely not the case. Luther North came out, and they were like, we're going to punch you in the mouth. Let's see what you can do. And Homewood, for a second, they were struggling. Luther North was able to move the ball down the field. They was able to stop the run and contain their running backs. I felt like Luther North had a great chance coming out of half, but Homewood depth, I think, was the key to the game. They could come in and, spell some of their guys, get them some rest. It was a little hot out there. Guys were cramping up, and Luther North kind of ran out of gas a little bit.
Luther North, man, I respect it. I like what you guys are doing. I don't, like they say, regular season, it don't matter.
And the great thing about this is, Missouri, you can go 0-9 and still make a run in the playoffs because we don't go off of records. We go off of districts. So who cares? Schedule the best. Play the best. And then at the end, you'll be ready. You'll be battle tested for a team like a Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And that's a precursor, like a teaser. You know what I'm saying? Lamar, Lutheran North, Misha playoffs 2019. I hope I see it again.
I think we'll see it again. I think we have a good shot.
Okay. And for the main event,
8:47 kickoff. 12 a.m.
Hey, we was there all day, but it was worth every minute.
I'm gonna say this. So, at about 5:30, my back got a little tired.
Yeah.
Feet got a little tired.
Yeah.
But as soon as I seen East St. Louis and Trinity Catholic take the field.
Can we talk about that for just a second? I did a video, and it's posted on our social media. The intro was crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. If you were in the stadium, you felt like, you know what? It's
I'm
time.
ready.
I'm ready. It's time. We finna put on a show.
What's my man with the voice? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the millions watching at home and 1,000 in attendance, Trinity Catholic, East St. Louis. Let's get ready to rumble. Hey, it was on.
All right, let's get into the game.
First quarter, Trinity, first possession. They moving the ball. Long pass to Marcus Washington. And then Isaiah looks for Bryce. And he was this close to catching the ball. It should have been a touchdown. I felt like that was a huge miss.
The thing that I was probably most impressed with both teams, I'm going to tell you what I was impressed with East St. Louis about. I was impressed that Tyler Macon didn't make every throw.
He didn't.
But when he needed to make a play, he came up big and made a play. Okay? Then let's talk about the Trinity quarterback, Mr. Isaiah Williams. When he needed to do things to keep his team alive with his legs or with his arm, he was able to do that. Time and time again, I told people, we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Isaiah Williams is going to have an impressive night, and he looked good.
He looked amazing. The cuts that he can do, nobody can mess with that. I mean, it's to the point where I'm like, somebody's going to break their ACL trying to tackle him because he's so quick, he's so elusive, and he's so smart. Like, I think his brain processed 3 times fast as everybody else because he could make a move and make somebody miss from behind him. And I'm like, how did he see that?
And then let's talk about the running backs for both teams. I want to talk about Witherspoon from East St. Louis.
Oh, my goodness.
He played with those pads.
The pad level.
He was running that football with authority to let you know, hey, I'm going to be here for 4. Who's going to be with me?
I'm going to run this ball whether there's a hole or no hole. And whoever's in my way is going to get ran over. Not that big in stature, but he big in heart. And he was really the player of the game, him and Tyler.
Agreed. The running backs for Trinity, they didn't really run the ball that well, but I thought that they did. I thought they grew a little bit with their pass protection and blocking this week. I was actually a little bit impressed with that, especially Reggie Love stepping up in the pocket, and he had some pretty big blocks to keep drives alive. That was a question mark I had coming in, but they did a pretty good job with that, I think.
I would like to see Mookie get the ball out the backfield a little bit more. I feel like he's so electric and so elusive, and his speed and his power. I feel like if they give him the ball 15 times, he's going to break 2.
Man, speaking about Mookie Cooper, man.
Yeah. Talk about that man real quick.
He had a 5 to 7 yard pass that he took for 83 yards. But the crazy part is I don't really know. He had a stiff arm and then he's gone.
Yeah, it's to the point where like when he gets the ball, everybody's like, let's see what he do, because he's so elusive and so electric. And then not only that, he is strong. He's not one of those guys who just speed only. He can knock you over.
Yeah, I think that Eastside was a little bit surprised by the fight that Trinity brought. And the reason I say that is because I think they thought that if they were going to just run the ball, I think they thought that Trinity was going to break. But shout out to my man, linebacker, the best linebacker. He is the best linebacker in St. Louis, Shaman Cooper. Time and time again, he made big plays to keep the Titans in the game.
Definitely. But I will shout out the whole defensive line for East St. Louis.
Agreed.
Because I've never seen so many tackles made in the open field against a Trinity team who's known for getting in the open field and making people miss.
Agreed. It's one person on the East St. Louis side. I apologize. I'm not sure of his name, but he's number 1.
Yes.
And
hell of a game.
And I apologize that I don't know his name. Let me know his name. I think his last name is Polk, if I remember correctly.
We're going to find out. We're going to shout him out, I promise. Because he played a hell of a game. I was impressed with him on the defensive end and the offensive end.
And on defense, dude, he was flying to the football.
Flying.
But then he had a big touchdown in overtime that kept them alive as well, too.
Tyler Macon found them with a quick. I thought it was a great call by the offensive coordinator. They didn't throw the ball quick, really, the whole game. But that particular play, it was, I think they were on the 6-yard line. In the shotgun, Tyler gets the ball, and it's really quick slant. to him for the touchdown, which was that the game-winning touchdown?
Ooh,
I think it was. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. So, shout out to him. Number one, we will be shouting you out. We apologize. We don't know your name.
Marcus Washington also looked pretty good in the first half as well, too.
Marcus Washington looked good. They missed on a couple passes that I thought he could have made, some noise. The band could have been playing, but overall, he had a great game.
He did.
He also had a good game on defense as well.
Yeah, his defensive game is actually. I was more surprised.
In overtime, he made some nice plays.
So I'm gonna talk about Marcus Washington real quick. One of my favorite plays. Like everybody wants to talk about him catching the football. So I mean that's cool, but I care about a senior making football plays when you need to make a play. And he was playing safety, and I seen him, and we're behind the end zone. He was in the end zone, ran. I don't know, man. He looked like he was. People say he's not fast. He looked like he was running like a 4-1 on that.
Yeah,
to go make this tackle, and it was a big tackle.
He covered a lot of ground. I think he was on the right in the middle of the field, and he ran all the way to the left sideline
to the East St. Louis side?
Yeah, East St. Louis to stop the touchdown.
It was like
on the 2-yard line. When I was at, yeah. So him and Shamai, I looked at that play actually, and Shamai actually got there first, and then Marcus came and cleaned them up. So shout out to both of those guys playing linebacker and safety.
And I also want to say shout out to Coach Sunkett from the East St. Louis.
The whole East St. Louis staff too.
Yeah, and the reason I want to say shout out to Coach Sunkett, I mean, he had those guys ready to play, and I also want to say shout out to Coach Curry, Coach TC from Trinity Catholic, bringing those guys over, and I just appreciate both coaches putting on the show.
It was a show that lived up to the hype. Similar to last year with Trinity and Luther North, but this game in particular, I think was a little bit better because of the physicality of it.
And if you would have told anybody that it was going to be 14-14 going into overtime, they would have told you you're a lie.
You're a lie. Trinity really, I haven't seen Trinity score 14 points in the metropolitan area, I should say.
And also, I ain't seen Trinity in a long time have a 75-yard drive. They drove the football. That's going to be
methodically,
good.
yeah,
that's going to be good for those guys going forward. I think this game was big for both teams going forward.
Every team that played in this classic, I think, will benefit from playing in it because they played quality opponents.
Yeah, and just quick thing, I didn't say this, but Chaminade impressed me a lot. They have a big game. I mean, they played a good Phillips team, and they play CBC next week.
That should be an interesting challenge.
Yes, that'll be good. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Fortune, he's LJ Fortune, man.
He's a ball player.
Yeah, you are.
He's a ball player.
We're gonna
flat out.
You have another good week, BCBC. You coming up here, man.
Yeah, hey, we gotta talk to you, LJ.
But you finished what on the week?
I think I finished 5-0. 5-0, undefeated.
And I finished with a solid 4-1. I'm making a little bit of ground. I'm 5-3 right now. You're
7-1.
Soggy 7-1.
7-1, strong. If this was power rankings, I would definitely be 1. I would definitely be 1.
I mean, you're doing okay. Hey. This is the thing.
If you know, you know. Shout out to Push.
No, this is the thing about me. I'm a pace guy. We always let the rabbits get out first.
Oh, okay.
They come out strong. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a tortoise. I just take my time. But at some point in time, you gonna have to burn out. And that's when I'm just gonna keep chugging on.
Well, luckily, I'm not a regular rabbit. I'm like the one with the battery in the back. I just keep going. I'm talking about 7-1. Predictions. All right, man. Hey, look, we gonna get into some impact players, dog. Some impact players.
Talk to me.
And I want to say, I apologize if I say this name wrong. Lutheran St. Charles, hit me up if I pronounce his name wrong. Arculus Hurd, 14 carries, 277 yards. That's 19.79 yards per carry, dog.
Hey, quick thing, man.
That's nasty.
You know what's crazy? 2 weeks in a row,
2 weeks.
I've heard something about a Lutheran St. Charles football player.
Hey, we might have to come see them.
Yeah, I agree.
We might have to come see them. Arlen Harris.
Jalen Wanstead.
Man, we gotta come see them. Next up, Kirkwood quarterback. I haven't really heard too much about him. Have you heard anything about Cooper Wise?
Heard a little bit about him. I know he has some really good receivers around Macklin and Maurice Massey.
Very talented receivers.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Kirkwood.
Yeah. Cooper Wise last week played, I believe, Francis Howell.
They did. On a Thursday.
And pulled out the victory. 14 of 23 for 223 yards and 3 TDs. That's impressive. Because if you guys don't know, Francis Howell is 0-2, but they're one of the best 0-2 teams in the city, along with Trinity.
And Luther North.
And Luther North. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, and don't get it twisted. They can run with anybody. All 3 of those teams. They can run with anybody.
Oh, so let me just say one thing, then I'm going to keep moving on. Francis Howell, Luther North, Trinity, they're all 0-2. I know some people look at them like what, but no, those 3, I think they're real.
Yeah. I don't have no doubt that we'll see all 3 do some damage going down the stretch.
Agreed.
Next we got Kyle Mill of Marquette, who is now 2-0 as well. Like Marquette, they keep coming.
The Marquette Mustangs.
Like
trying to do a little something.
They're trying to build a program over there. I see what y'all doing. Kyle Mill, running back, 14 carries, 236 yards, 3 tubs, 3 of them.
Tote that mug.
236 yards. That's nice, dog. That's nice.
You know the thing that's been slept on so far in St. Louis? Mm-hmm. I've been hearing a lot of good running back numbers.
A lot of good running back numbers. I want to see who they're going up against, though. Like, let me see the defense y'all running up against.
True.
Right?
True.
Because some defenses are the school of the blind, if you could say.
Soggy.
Next up, we got Brandon Tate out of Jennings. Shout out to Jennings Warriors. 8 rushes, 132 yards, 3 TDs, and 2 interceptions. So I'm going to play both sides of the ball. I'm going to dominate on both sides of the ball. We going to go 2-0. And next week, they got a big game. We go get into that in a second. And then I want to give a shout out one more freshman.
Hold on. Freshman watch. We told you.
We told y'all. That's why you need to listen to us, because we know.
We told you.
We know all this.
But real quick, though. Talk to us. What do you do?
Kevin.
Freshman.
Coleman.
Freshman.
ESPN. Flu game.
Real deal with Holyfield.
8 receptions, 151 yards, 1 TD. Then he turns around and have 3 returns, 133 yards with another kick return touchdown. This is 2 in a row.
And it ain't like he didn't play against no slouches. He played against Lutheran South.
Lutheran South. They St. Mary's ended up losing the game in overtime, 29-28. But 2 in a row. First 2 games of his varsity career.
Hey, little ESPN.
Shout out.
Let me tell you something. I need you to keep acting a fool because you've been looking good, son.
Hey, we don't need you to come up here, too.
Now, the thing is, I'm going to make a challenge because Kevin Coleman's been playing good. See, once you play good for 2 weeks, I'm now going to make a challenge.
Okay, what's the challenge?
If you get 150 yards against Cardinal Ritter when you play them, you got to come talk to us.
You got to come talk to us.
I need 150 against Cardinal Ritter. I got to see. That's
150 total?
I'm just talking about 150 yards. I don't need.
Okay,
it don't matter.
Okay.
Just a total of 150 yards, because then you're playing against some guys that are real.
Yeah.
Like Lutheran South's real. Westminster's good.
Yeah.
But you're now going to be going against D1 corners. And if you can do that as a freshman, son, yeah.
You're the real deal.
Which I already think you're the real deal.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I don't really think it's a debate about it. This coming up week, games that we looking at. Let's start off with Thursday night at Jennings High School. Clayton versus Jennings, the battle of two undefeated teams who really came under the radar. Nobody really knew how good these two teams would be. They both beat Gateway pretty convincingly. So let's see who's the better team, Clayton or Jennings. What you think?
This is this is a tough game to pick.
It's uncharted territory.
Well, I think it's hard for me to pick this because I kind of heard Jennings is going to be pretty good though.
I've heard that as well. A couple people told me at looking at their jamboree, they got some solid backs.
But I have been surprised with Clayton. Now, I heard Clayton got a running back that's good that we talked about last week.
Yeah, we talked about him last week. Let's see what they do against a Jennings team who I've been told has a lot of athletes who can, get after the running back.
Who are you picking?
Thursday night at Jennings, I'm going to pick Jennings. I'm going to pick Jennings by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick Jennings for the game. I think that the environment will be good for them. I think they're ready. And plus, we'll be there. And I don't know. But I'm kind of interested to see Clayton, though.
Yeah, I am too, because I think they present a unique challenge because they might not know about Clayton that much and what they can do because they've been kind of bad the last few years.
Agreed.
So we will see Thursday night at Jennings. Let's do it. Friday, East St. Louis, Edwardsville. We've seen both teams. What do you think about that matchup and who's going to come out victorious?
Wow. This is tough.
It is.
East St. Louis has the running back, and Bradford was able to run very powerfully. But Witherspoon is a little bit faster than Bradford, but he's about as powerful. Probably maybe a little bit less,
yeah.
But he's very powerful, and he has the speed.
And East St. Louis offensive line is comparable to CBC's offensive line. I don't think it's as good, but it's right there.
But East St. Louis struggle with the running quarterback.
Yes. So that matchup will kind of offset each other. So in my opinion, it's who's going to be the most, I can't think of the word.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to go east side. And the reason I'm going to go east side is because I think that Macon will be able to cause some problems for Edwardsville. They didn't really have to worry about Blaine Gabbert running as much, but now with you got 2 running backs. You got Witherspoon and you got Macon running. I'm gonna go East St. Louis, but wouldn't be surprised if Edwardsville won though.
I'm gonna go Edwardsville this week. And here's why. Tyler struggles with passing the ball sometimes. He gets a little happy feet, and then he doesn't settle in the pocket. I think Edwardsville can win this game. I'm going to pick Edwardsville 31-28.
Yeah, I mean, this is how I feel about that game. I think it could go either way.
It could go either way. Another game that we're looking at, we were close to picking this game as the game of the week, but we reserved it for just a game that we look forward to, and that's Belleville West versus Fort Zumwalt West. Fort Zumwalt West is on to. They played Eureka week one and lost in a very close match. And Belleville West is 2-0. They pretty much had it their way with their two opponents. Belleville West has Randolph, who is one of the top recruits in Southern Illinois. And I think Belleville West will take this one easy. 3 touchdowns.
I'm not finna say much. Give me Belleville West. Next.
And for the game of the week, week 3.
Game of the week.
We got it. MICDS versus Lutheran South.
Yeah.
Bundy versus Orlando. Who you like?
Whoa. This is a make or break game for me.
It is.
And I'm going to say the reason that this game is a make or break game for me. See, we got a lot of close toss-up games. Clayton Jennings, East St. Louis, Edwardsville.
Yep.
Belleville West wins by 4 touchdowns. And MICDS, Lutheran South. I'm going to go with MICDS.
Why?
They were physical with,
McCoy
South of Berkeley.
Yep.
And Lutheran South kind of struggle with St. Mary's. And I think Vito Orlando is going to be special. I think he's going to have a good day. But I'm going to go MICDS. Who you got?
I'm going to go Lutheran South. Just to make it interesting. And here's why.
No. Hold on real quick. I don't want to hear nothing about no interesting. I want you to go with who you want to go with. Because I don't want to hear, I was going with interesting.
Hey, the guru at 7-1 has spoken.
Oh, so what you trying to say is you got a little leeway to try to be a little funny.
Hey, what I'm saying is I know what I be talking about.
So what you telling me is Lutheran South gonna win, and I'm not gonna hear no excuses if MICDS.
Oh, you ain't gonna hear no excuses from me. Ain't no excuses around here. We elite.
Elite.
We elite.
Elite.
We elite.
Simple.
Lutheran South. Vito Orlando will lead his team victorious. I'm gonna go 28-24. 28-24. Vito Orlando will throw for over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
I don't disagree.
And Bundy will not be able to run that rock.
Insane. Asinine.
Hey, that's why this is the Elite Report. We want to make sure we tell you guys about our predictions. We want to be elite. We going to tell you, hey, look here, I'm 7-1 right now. Not many people can say that.
All right. Anyway, let him get his little shine. But anyway, if you are an elite football player in St. Louis, you need to hit my DMs or the Elite AM DMs and let us tell you that we have something very special. And if you want to be a part of it, you know.
All I'm going to say is you don't want to be left out. I think this is going to be a unique opportunity for athletes in the area to open up about their experience playing high school sports and also their feelings about what's going on
At their school, in the community.
Communities, pop culture. We talking about everything. We want to open up and, get the dialogue going because
I think it's cool, to talk about what you do on the football field.
Definitely.
But now it's time to see who you are off the field and get a little bit of inside who you really are.
Yeah.
Because that's what I care about.
Because we trying to prepare you for college, the next level, and at the next level, you will have microphones in your face. You will be subject to social media. You'll be, the odds will be more tightly on you.
And one thing, don't be hitting my DMs with no bad grades.
Nah. This is for student athletes.
It's elite on the field and off the field.
Yeah,
so if you ain't elite in both, do not hit my DMs. I love you. I don't mind helping, trying to mentor you, but I ain't looking for nobody that's not elite.
Most definitely. And speaking of that, we're gonna go into the tip of the day.
Talk to me. Yeah.
This is a new segment, and we doing this because we want to make sure that we are a part of the community and uplifting the community and making better decisions in life, not just on the field but off the field as well. Our producer told us about a statistic about podcasts, and the statistic is that most podcasts don't last over 3 episodes. So we're at episode 3 right now, and
we gonna be back for 4.
We're gonna be back all year.
I know, but I'm just saying we gonna be back for 4. Hold on, what LeBron say when he got to my? Not 1, not 2, not 3.
Hey, that's what it is, and the reason why we say this is we're talking about persistence and being accountable. I think that's important for all people, especially young student athletes, because sometimes you're going to hit a block in a road. Sometimes things are not going to go your way, but you have to learn to be persistent, get back up.
And I got just one last thing to say. I don't want you guys to think that we're here for ourselves, because that's really not the case. We really are here to try to show the good people in St. Louis and build you guys up, and also try to show you how the real world really is.
Yeah.
And what that is criticism. It's people that love you. It's people that don't. You got to be able to accept that and see how you can mature from that.
No doubt. That's well said. I couldn't put it even in better words, because that's what this is about. It's a platform for our youth, and one that will look at the good, not the bad.
Yeah, because everybody want to always talk about our statistics, about the killings and people who... That ain't what we here for.
No,
it's some good kids with good grades going to do big things, and we here to highlight you.
And before we get out of here, I know we close to time, but big ups to all of the athletes from St. Louis that are in college, that are playing ball right now.
Ronnie Perkins, shout out to you.
Ronnie. Keep doing your thing, boy. You're doing great out in Oklahoma. There's a plethora of athletes that we want to shout out. We don't want to leave anybody out. So everybody, big ups to y'all. Much success. We love y'all, man. SPL.
It's the Elite Report. We here to stay, man.
Boop, boop, boop.
Hit the jewelry store with the jewelry. Yo, nah, just saying. I don't even know. Elite Report, man. We out.
Thanks for tuning in to the Elite Report. Subscribe, share, and above all, stay elite.